It's showing reverse on my end. I don't know if it's reverse on your end. Hopefully it's not. Um, Much better. I For some reason it was on the vertical what do you call it? The screen was on a vertical lock, and so I had to unlock it so I can go horizontal with the camera. Um, so like I said, forgive me if I sound really tired today, or um, if my words aren't coming to me, or if I can't say any sentences. I'm still waking up. I'm on my third cup of coffee, and I'm still sleepy. So just give me a few minutes here. I'm gonna wait till some more guys come on. Hey Johnny, what's going on, man? I need a I need more coffee here. Let's see, three, four, five. I don't know. I'm on like cup four right now, and still not waking up. Zoo, zoo, zoo. All right, got three folks on so far. Ooh, waking up. I'm getting better. Getting better. I worked last night from 11:30 to 11:30, so worked overnight on the railroad, and so I only slept about 4 hours middle of the day, and man, I'm still trying to wake up. Uh, so just bear with me, guys. Give me a few minutes here. I'm gonna wait like like 3 more minutes, so we'll get like the 5 minute mark, and then I'll get started. Um, so we're gonna be weathering this uh Kato. No, is it Kato? Yeah, Kato. That's how you say it in Japanese. Kato. SD90 Mac. Um, it's a 9043 Mac actually. I should change the title of it. Oh well. Who cares? By the way, many blessings to everybody this time of year. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Um, I'm going to try to put out a couple more videos next week if I get a chance to. Um, I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a busy next couple of weeks with work and seeing family in New York. So I'm trying to trying to do two a week, and I've been making more progress on the layout. So I'm going to be doing more videos on the layout. If you're not bored with the diorama series, oh well, because I got more of those coming. I want to do some more op sessions, um, but I don't know. We'll see what January holds. I got some other stuff I need to take care of, as well as just the weather, and so we'll see how it comes out as far as weather, and see if I could get to any more op sessions. I know I got a lot more layout tours that I want to do. I'm going to be working with Ken Patterson and Model Railroad Hobbyist, so I'll be doing a lot of layout tours and interviews coming next year for that show. And so the cool thing is that I'll be able to use the same content for my channel, so you guys can see some B-roll. It may not, maybe you won't be able to see a lot of the footage that I gather on the What's Neat show, but you'll see it on my channel. So, um, so that's a little bit on the channel for next year. I do plan on a few videos. We have my buddy Johnny on here watching live. This is his Christmas gift that I'm doing for him. He wants this Kato Union Pacific engine weathered, and so this is a gift for him that we're going to be working on together here, and it's been done live right in front of you. Are we on the 5 minute mark yet? Yeah, we're 10 seconds in. All right, cool. So here we got what's what I've done so far, and I wanted to prep this because this was a tedious task. And so as you can see here, he wants it super faded and bleached out. And so what I did wasn't a airbrush. All I used was a pan pastel. Let me put my coffee down here. It was a pan pastel, and I constantly layered the heck out of it. Let me try to take the top off here. You can see here. Oh, it's called. Let's see. It's a burnt sienna tint, and you can see this is the color here, and so it gives a nice fade on the side. And I get a so you get a nice fade out of it. And we'll be working on this. Just this is like 3 layers of that, and what we're going to do here, keep this way it is like this, and then we're going to layer with other weathering. And so what we're going to do in this live show, I'm going to try to run about an hour to maybe 90 minutes the most. So if you want to grab a few cups of coffee like me, hold on tight, because it's going to be a fun ride here for the next hour. We're going to be doing some other techniques that I haven't showed in the recent, or at least the other live shows, and I want to show some rust techniques, because you want some rust on this locomotive. And so we're going to pretty much get started here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the wheels. Now the wheels have been already weathered. He bought this from a previous owner, so he did they actually did a nice job on the wheels, so I don't have to worry about that. We're gonna do the trucks. And so I know I've done trucks before, and I've done fading before, and so I didn't want to show the fading process, because that took about an hour already to do just that, and forget it. The last thing I want to do is have you guys stare at me constantly fading this locomotive. And so all I did was take a soft brush and use that pan pastel and laid it about 3 layers over to bleach out the white, the yellow a little bit, to make it lighter. And that's all you need to do. I mean, it's great that these manufacturers are coming out with some bleached locomotives, but you can do it yourself. It's really, really easy. Okay, so that's that. So let's get started. All right, I got too much stuff here. We're gonna need. We're gonna need our Anita acrylics. Well, this is not Anita. This is apple barrel. I'm going to take a little bit of that black, just simple black from Apple Barrel, right? That maybe $2 bottle you get from Walmart. And then I'm going to take Anita's acrylic. This is a earth brown. This is a really, really great acrylic. We're gonna use some oil paints too today. So, but I'm going to start off some acrylics first. I like Anita's. Apparently Anita's it's not the Hobby Lobby doesn't carry Anita's acrylics anymore. I mean, you get these bottles, right? Like $2.99, So they're fairly cheap, and trust me, this lasts me like 2 years. So it's a really, 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 really good investment. I'm gonna put some of this. I'm gonna put some of these away here. We're not gonna need these anymore. Thank goodness, they're in the way. I wanted to show that color so that way you can see. It's burnt sienna tint. That is the pan pastel. You get a case of them like this. It's not expensive at all. We're gonna use some more pan pastels here in a second. Some dust. Okay. So what I do is we are going to see what brush I'm gonna pick here. I might spend an hour trying to figure out what brush I want to use. No, that's too big. Too small. Gotta find the one that's just right. Beautiful. Okay. I'm gonna put a little alcohol, rubbing alcohol in there, in that cup, with some water just to thin out and clean the brushes off. Okay, there we go. That works. Nice. I don't use really expensive brushes, guys. It's not. Ain't worth it. Let's put it that way. There's some brushes you may want to use that are good, but inexpensive is the way to go. So I'm going to take a little bit of that black, a little bit of that brown, and we're going to mix it. And you give it you want more of the brown than black, obviously. You're pretty much getting like a brown tie color, which is up here, right? And we're going to do some dry brushing. I've done dry brushing in the past, but for anybody new on here, You know, I with dry brushing, it's kind of like airbrushing, right? But using paint and a hand brush. Okay, and so what I do is I take a bunch of these loose paper, right? You see, that's a lot of paint, and you want just enough on the brush to just enough to where you can use it. It's not too wet, but it's not like super dry at the same time. And I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna paint inside all of these detail parts on the wheel set here, the trucks for the wheels. Okay, guys, just bear with me in my dialogue and narration because it's horrendous right now because I'm still waking up. I pretty much just go up and down just as if it's in real life. You know, raindrops fall up and down, they fall from the sky, right? Fall downward. You want to do the natural way of gravity. If it's too much paint, just throw it right onto the paper. Okay. And again, if it's too much, if you don't like, if it's too much paint on top of the trucks or whatever you do, I like using these Q-tips. Or let's say it's just too much paint on it. You know, seeing some streaks, you can clean some of it off using a Q-tip. There we go. And don't forget, we're going to be layering this. You know, this is just the base, okay? We're going to use some powders on this too. So this is not like the only step we're going to do here, okay? But that's pretty much, now you look at what I'm doing right there, okay? That's it. That's the brown and black mixture. It's flat too, okay? So make sure you get the flat kind. You see the difference here? This one's not done yet, and that one's done. It's a little shade darker. We're going to probably use some little bit of grays on there to use some ballast kick up on the trucks. So again, it's not the only step, the last step we're going to do. Okay. And you be the judge how much paint you want. Okay, there's no really certain amount or the right amount of paint or stuff to use on it. You know, and folks go, well, it's too much on this, too much on this, and I don't know how to take it off. You know, maybe I should just put a little bit amount. You can, or paint on it and then take some off with the Q-tip. So for instance here, if I have too much paint on something, you know, I could wipe some of it off using a Q-tip, the parts I don't want painted. One, it gives the parts that are painted, they don't want painted, it gives a little faded look, and then the parts that are painted, stay painted. That's simple, right? Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to do in those, just something really, really simple. We're going to go underneath here, and I'm pretty much what I'm going to do is just black. I'm going to mix it in here with the rest of that. So you can see kind of the colors I'm going with here, right? That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm just going to go inside. And just going inside and painting in here. A little bit of black there. Okay. See, up and down. That's it. That's all I'm doing. A little bit of paint. More of that black. Again, if you see what I'm doing here, there's barely any paint on it, right? There's barely paint on this brush. Then I'm going through. What I need to invest in is an overhead camera so you guys can see it better. That was what I'm doing here. Some of that black down here as well. I mean, he says he wants this like it's been in the sun for a long time. It's bleached out. It's rusted out. It's faded. It's been in use for a long time. So we're gonna and see. Don't worry about stuff like that. I don't know if it's hard to see. Um, but you see these little blobs of paint and stuff like that. It's not. Don't just see it as a mistake. Show us the paint chipping. Oh, there's dirt and grime on it. Okay, I'll tell you. You look way back, far back in a locomotive, and you may not see anything. Go up close. There's a whole lot of chipping going on. There's a whole lot of mispainting. There's the different color kind of paint. There's streaks. There's the stuff that you see in a locomotive, and I have the blessing of working on a railroad where I can see all of it, so I know what I'm looking at. It's real that I'm putting on here. Um, all I'm doing, guys, is just going in here. So I'll put the locomotive down in a second. Just getting a base color. Okay. Okay. See the difference here. Now, this is the other one side we didn't work on. Okay. And this is just black and brown paint. That's all I used. And mostly black paint, really. You look at this side. That's it, right? And it already has a nice effect going. I'm going to darken this just a little more. Let it blend in. Okay. I mean, that's it. And you can leave it just like that if you like. And I'm sure it's good enough for a lot of models that you may want to do. Okay, but we're going to go a little deeper into the rabbit hole when it comes to this motor. Okay, so fixing some imperfections over here. There we go. And let me get to the other side of this. And don't forget, fuel tanks. We're going to take that black, go inside here. And it really just get that grime and grease color going, right? Okay, now let's do the other side. So here's some imperfections here. They put like a little, I don't know what, I guess supposed to be rust or something down, or like an oil streak. But the way to do an oil streak, the easiest thing to do, guys, is use gloss black paint, or even a lead from a number 2 pencil. That's really it. All right, so let's take more of that brown and black. Okay, mix on here some more dry brushing. Too much paint. Way too much paint. You want like like I said, the bare minimum of paint on here. Oh, let's see here. Okay. Okay, a little more to brown. There we go. And then this is more boring part for some guys here because they've seen all this. I've done this stuff already. So guys, just bear with me until I finish this spot. This part of the weathering process. I don't know why. All day long I had the Jingle Bell Rock stuck in my head. Maybe it's that time of year. I don't know. But I don't have any version. I had like the Glenn Miller version stuck in my head. All right, while I'm doing this, anybody out there buying trains for somebody this year, sharing the hobby with somebody else? Anybody receiving trains this year? That's all I want to know. And if so, what are you buying? I hope, at least you hope you get. Let's put it that way. And guys, I also appreciate the likes. I know I'm not sorry, I'm not doing as much talking as usual. I'm still waking up. I'm trying. I'm trying my best. I'm gonna do a little more black on there. Actually, I don't want that much brown on the fuel tank. There we go. And guys, if a mistake happens, you know you can always layer it and fix it. Let it dry, layer it over it. It's not a one done deal when you make a mistake or use a certain kind of paint. It never is. I don't care what anybody says. You can always fix paint. Okay, there we go. Nice. Okay, that's almost done with this here. Let's see here. Hey man, hey Mr. 617. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, just message me on either Facebook if you have my Facebook. It's a touch of the brush, model weathering on Facebook or whenever. Just let me know, dude. Um, I'll be ready for them probably middle of January. I have a couple of other projects for clients that I'm doing at the moment. Um, Actually, I am weathering two steam engines for a client. His family worked on the Southern Railroad, and he has photos of his family, black and white photos, of course, on the steam engines. And so there are two steam engines he wants me to weather that are display pieces that his family actually worked on. I don't know if the actual numbers, but the actual type of locomotive. So I'm excited to do that project for that guy. So yeah, dude, when you're let's plan on middle of January. If you want, maybe I'll do a live show as well. We'll do a live show showing how to weather some of your stuff. I need to put out more weathering videos. Maybe right now, since it's kind of quiet, it's really quiet for the layout tour season as well as op sessions. Maybe I'll do some more weathering videos. I don't know. My channel is really weird at the moment. I feel like folks like to see more of the layout operations and tours more so than how tos. And I don't know. I guess maybe that's where the channel needs to go, or just do a little bit of both each time. And what I'm doing here is I got a little paint on the brush, and I'm just going over some of the railings as the paint's being chipped off the railings, showing the metal underneath. That's it. I mean, that's all you do. Look, boom, done. Doesn't have to be a lot. You don't have to get a tiny micro brush and go, oh my gosh, there's a little paint drop there. I got to take that off. Someone's going to see it with a magnifying glass. Screw that. I don't have to worry about that. Okay. Just whoop. That's it. There's no such thing as perfect weathering. Okay. So I don't care what anybody says. And if they say something like that, that's just biased, or I don't know. They just need a life. Let's put it that way. There's no such thing as perfect weathering. That's just their own opinion. You know, unless they were on locomotive or a freight car, hanging from a freight car their whole lives, they have no idea. And if they're going based off another model that they seen 20, 30 years ago, no, no. I'm sorry. I'm not saying my stuff is perfect, but there's guys out there that blow me out of the water, and I wish I want to get to their level. But you know, just saying, there's no such thing as perfectionism when it comes to weathering. Okay, so we got here So we got the base done. Looks good, right? Compared to what it looked like earlier. That's it. That's all it is. And it took about, I don't know, 10 minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes to do it. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to seal this, and then we're going to go to the next step. And so I'm going to use just regular Tesla's dull coat for this. I'm really excited for this part here for the rusting. Okay, so that's all sealed now, and we'll go back again over it with some weathering powders. Okay, so rusting, right? Rust. Now, the darker the rust, the older the rust is. That's really what you have to know, right? And the newest rust is the lighter, and so that's the newest rust is light color. So this light rust would be like a new. So now Monroe, blah, 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 Monroe models, they pretty much took over these AIM products. So it's all the same thing. But this is a light rust color. Okay, this is a dark rust color. We're going to probably use these two. We're going to use medium earth from Ames, but don't forget you get these in Monroe models, okay? Because here's the Monroe model, right? And then I have some what do you call that stuff? We're gonna use a little bit of the gouache or gouache. I don't know how people say it, but I heard gouache, and that's a watercolor base type of paint. And what I like here, it's watercolor. Did I say watercolor? I don't know. I don't need this. Now yellow ochre gives a little light, brightens up the lighter rust. Burnt sienna, burnt sienna is it's a good new rust. Okay, and you can get these at Hobby Lobby, Walmart. I mean, nothing really crazy. Order them online. This messed up one is, oh, that's more burnt sienna. There's I think a raw sienna burnt umber. I don't know what the heck. Oh, is this it right here? Raw umber, yeah. Raw umber is your best friend when it comes to your old rust. I'm going to use a lot of that because he wants this engine to look like it was out in the desert, being sun bleached, being rusted, and it's being a workhorse at the same time. So what we're going to do is I am going to go on top of the roof. Now I already faded the roof with the same burnt sienna tint, so it's already light. See how light it is compared to, I don't. Let's see, for instance, it's a little darker, but see the difference in darkness. Now, I use some black powders here, but you can see right here, that's what it looked like before I brightened it up with, or faded it, bleached it, whatever you want to call it, with that pan pastel. So you can see the difference in color already. So what we're going to do, what are we going to do? I think I'm going to use grimy black, and grimy black, blah, 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 blah. Huh. Okay, we're going to use some grimy black powder. And or we could use a little gray too. That will work. But I think I'm going to use the black powders on top of the vents and the fans, and a little bit in the middle here. Okay, that's the goal. No taping involved. There's no such thing as using tape here. We don't need tape. Tape is not allowed. No kidding. We're going to I'm going to use a small brush here, and no, where is the other brush? I have a thicker. So we're gonna use these size brushes, like a medium and a small brush. Okay, very, very, very small and medium, what the heck you want to call it. And we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna use a piece of paper here, so we're not going crazy with the with the black, because this stuff, it's it's like using I don't know, I can't think of the word, but it can overpower, I guess, and you don't want to get all over the rest of the model. So we're gonna take a little bit on here, right? Just enough on the brush, or we're gonna go in here, and that's it. Okay. Let me try to do this way. How about that? You guys can see what I'm doing. There, see? And I got some on here. So you don't want, that way it's not overpowering on the model. And then you don't waste a lot of it too. You don't want to, stuff's expensive. Okay? Everything's expensive nowadays. You don't want to waste stuff. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get it a little dark in here. I'm going to just pat it down. That's too much already. So you get how black it gets. Again, if it's too much, you can take a Q-tip and take some off. I forgot those fall off. My happened to my Conrail engine. Actually, that makes it easier for me to brother with this thing. So Joey broke it. Okay, there we go. Aha, maybe it doesn't come off. No, it doesn't want to come off. Hey, wait. Aha. Okay, perfect. All right, we'll weather it like this later. I can show you how to weather those. Okay, so now we're going to go in the middle here. So we got this, right? Now I'm going to go right in the middle. I took the horn off already, and that way it won't get in the way. And I'm just dabbing in the middle here. And smoothing out the edges. I love locomotive rooftops, by the way. They're fun. You want to get in there. Get some of that. There we go. Spread it out. Boom. Done. Then we go in the middle. Pat it down a little bit there. So you can see I'm going like this. See that? That's it. That's all I'm doing. Pretty much do like every single model I touch by the seat of my pants. And then what you want to do is, even like a lighter brush, you can blend it, feather it in a little bit. There we go. Okay. Come back with this one here. Okay. That's it. That's it, guys. That's all you want to do. You go heavier, you can go lighter. And actually, I'm going to go a little darker over here. Voila. And that's it. Pretty. Okay. I'm going to go in here. This is the fun part. So you're going to get that thin brush, right, that we're going to use earlier. Okay. And I'm going to take a little bit in here. I'm going to darken these walkways. I tried to take the railings off. They didn't want to come off. I think they were glued on by the other previous owner. And I tried to already snap the piece here. So I was like, well, I'm going to glue that back now. So we're going to be as careful as possible and go through this. The wonderful thing about these live videos, you can save them and you can rewatch it. You can fall asleep to it like Bob Ross paintings. There we go. See, like that piece broke there. That's easy fix. That's just a little bit of the Mr. Cement for plastic, and boom, it's fixed. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the other side. Usually I do this with I'm playing some kind of podcast in the background, watching a ball game, or listen to classical music. I like listening to classical music. It's just soothing for me when I work on this certain stuff. Okay, go in there. A little bit of there. Yeah. Okay. Try not to touch the other side. Try not to touch the rooftop. There we go. Okay. Get in here. Okay, do that. Staircase definitely needs it. If I showed you my boots, they look how they smell. I'm just letting you know right now. So these walkways are filthy, especially when they come out of Winslow Tunnel. Our aces are black. And if you're in the Arkansas area, or at least the Northwest Arkansas area, let me know. I'll come meet y'all and show you around. So perfect. So you look at this, right? And then you look here. Look at the yellow and the fading, right? That's how the yellow started. And just with layering with that burnt sienna tint, pan pastel color, that's how you get the faded look without using an airbrush. Okay? Or buying a $300 locomotive that's pre-faded for you. Don't be afraid to fade stuff. Please don't be afraid to fade stuff. It ain't worth to be afraid because you miss out on so much opportunity when you have fear, right? Me, who's scared to death to probably go skydiving. I'd like to go and do skydiving one day. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna do it on the staircase. Staircases are definitely black. I don't care what people's. Yeah, pretty. So dirty that's pretty. And then, forgive me, guys. I'll put the motor down in a second. It's so much easier to do it like this. For me, anyway. I know for you guys, it's what the hell is he doing? Woo! Okay, so there we go. We fixed all the imperfections of the bleach of the locomotive. It's now grimy black. We're done. No, yeah, right. Okay, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna seal this now, and then we're gonna do those two vents, and I'll show you how to do those, and we'll get this done now. All right, well, let's that dry for a few minutes. Okay, let's come back and do these. Now, doing vents are very, very easy. There are multiple ways you could do them, multiple ways and colors. You know, you could do a dust look. Some of them have a dust look where it's just a lot of white in here. You can see that some of the tint went inside the what do you call it, inside the vents. And sometimes that looks good the way it is and looks prototypical. But we're going to make these black. Or you can sometimes use brown, okay? It depends. Ooh, let's not do that, Joey. Knock over a bunch of water and brushes. Sometimes you can use the grimy black. And then there's the medium earth is a good tone color as well. And I think this one, what the heck is this one, medium earth? This is what I used on those. This is the raw umber. And so, for the heck of it, let's do it. And so you can, this is already sealed from the dull coat, right? So sometimes you get a color, right? That's kind of color you'll get out of the raw umber. Okay, it's like that dust kind of color. Okay, and so what we're going to do, we're going to use a thicker brush, well, a stiffer brush, excuse me. Actually, the same brush we used, we're going to make these black. And so we take a little bit on there, put this on my thing, and sometimes that it's not enough, right? Okay, sometimes you just get that, and that way you get the you get some soot. What the heck is some of that black in there in the vents? Another way to do it, and Dan Travel 2011, who is a phenomenal weather, he inspired me to want to weather. So that guy is a badass. Let you know. So if you see, I think his name's Dan Arnold. Oh man, holy smokes! So what the stuff he does is unbelievable. That's the caliber I like to get to. We're gonna do. He showed this technique, and you're gonna take that same black. Okay, look, all that paint, guys. All that paint's gonna use for one project here. Probably two projects. You know, that's probably too much paint on this palette. We're gonna take a little a wet brush. Not I don't want it too wet, but we're gonna take this and dilute that black with some of that what do you call that, moist wet brush there. Okay, and we're gonna take the vent and just use it. Get some of that paint. There we go. Boom, right? Look at that. Whole thing's black. Can't even see the yellow, which is okay because we're going to blow dry it and it's going to fade in, because that's the beauty of this the paint they need is acrylics. It fades really, really nice, and it fades flat too. Especially if you get the flat black paint. So hold your ears. Okay. And see, you got you got some of that. You want to get rid of that, some of that paint. Take a little dab of water on a Q-tip. If you want to show a little bit of the color from the paint skin of the locomotive, right? And then once that's dry, then you go into your black powder and you soften the look of that vent by using the powders over it. And that's it. That's all you do, guys. See, like right up here, that's still there. There we go. Do that. Okay, so going back to this brush here. Take a little more of that. Cool, that's done. So we do the next one the same way. There we go. Boom, like that. Okay. And I lost my blow dryer. There it is. Okay. See, the beauty is, see how it just dries flat, and it dries fairly evenly as well. Take some of that grimy black powder. This is a fast, easy step, guys. So what the paint does in there, it deepens it deepens the amount of grime and stuff inside. It deepens the color really, and it deepens the powders, I guess. So pretty much what the powders are doing it. The powders are what do you call it? Softening. That's it. Okay, let's take a little bit of that. Take a little bit of that off too, just to show that some of that red and armor yellow in the middle. There we go. Okay, those are done. I'm going to seal those, and we'll bring back the locomotive, because I think the locomotive's finally dry. That's the beauty of those coats. Those dry fairly quick. And use that. Put this in there. That goes in there. That goes like this. That goes right in the garbage. Okay, that's done. This is done. Dropping stuff. All right, now that's drying. Let's go back to the locomotive. Okay. All right, so now we're going to do all the top here, because that's too gray, too bright. You can do the same steps. Okay, I'm going to take that brush. It's still a little wet. Take some of that black. onto the vents here. Okay, let that dry. On that side, we go to the next one. Okay. And then we're going to take that little brush that we're using. It's a little wet there. Perfect. If it's too wet. Okay. There we go. I'm going to go in here into this one. That's a fun one. Okay. Get a little more wet. A little more wet. A little more diluted. Okay, so those are done. Now I'm going to go on these. And what I'm going to do is dry this a little more. Actually, I'm probably not going to use paint on there. What I'm going to do is, I do have a thinner brush that I was using for small with, aha! This is a thinner brush. It's flat. No, that's too thick. That's not the one, Joey. Where is it? If I don't have it here, that's okay. I'll just use the other one. It's not a big deal. Okay, yeah, we use the other one. Okay, I'm going to use some of that, right? Now I'm going to go on these small vents. So that's all I'm going to do on that. And then, if worse comes to worse, a Q-tip is your best friend. So I'm going to use a little Q-tip for these small parts. Dab a little bit on there. And you want to do all this before you get to the rust work. Okay, so bear with me here. We're almost there with the rust step, which is one of my favorite steps to do. Okay, a little bit of there. You're gonna want to follow a little bit of this here, a little bit there, just enough here and there. Okay, so we're gonna take this, go in there, take a little bit of that. This is a tedious step, guys. So appreciate everybody hanging out still. And I know it's the holidays. I know it's Saturday, and this, I would say definitely the weekend before Christmas, because next weekend is Christmas weekend. So everybody's busy doing stuff or traveling. So we're gonna continue doing this here, just like this. Get rid of some of that bleach, but show some of that black. Don't need to do that because the thing fell off. Okay, we do this side now. There we go. Okay, a little bit of that there. Just work your way all the way around. Okay. Whoop. And I go to this side. So now, see the difference here? That's dry on top. And so you got that. We haven't done yet, right? Now, voila, right? Big difference. It's not even done yet because we still got to do some more weathering on these vents here. Smooth it. Just smooth them out just a little bit. All I'm doing is, guys, using a Q-tip. That's all I'm doing. And that's got to be a little bit black too. Come on now. Come on now. There we go. Okay, and we'll come back and do the bottom again with some powders. But let's finish this up first. Okay, so all I'm doing, guys, is just using a Q-tip and dabbing it on a piece of paper or some of that powder. There we go. Wait, is it going away? Next one. That one's falling apart on me. Where's that fence? Okay. Okay, I'm going back on this one. See, it happens when you can't take these off. They snap, which is okay because they can be re-glued on and dry within seconds with the cement I have. Okay, if we want to deepen that, we'll take a little bit of that. Okay, let that dry. That side's done. Okay. Okay. Blow the excess off. I can find my blow dryer. Okay. And I really didn't advertise this live video as well as the other ones just because I wasn't sure on my work schedule what was going to happen. I told a lot of people 6 o'clock, and then I had to change it last minute due to work. My work schedule. Okay. And I'm going to cut and use the tip of this what do you call it thing? Q-tip. I'm going to take some of that off. A little excess. There we go. We'll glue that back together. Not worry about that. Okay, so that's it for that. Now we're going to go down here and weather underneath and on these trucks. So the same thing, but we're going to take a softer brush because there's some detail parts here, and which is right here. And same with the grimy black. I'm going to go in there. I don't know why it's not really working for me. All right, I'm going to need a stiffer brush. That's fine. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for right there. I'm probably missing a million comments. Oh, sounds good. All right, man. I'm glad everybody enjoys that SP motor, dude. That's one of my favorite projects. You made me. I was out for a little bit, not doing as much weathering, and so that brought me back into loving weathering again. So I appreciate that too. And let's see what else we got here. All right. Yeah, still working for the railroad. Um, And then, yeah, no, I appreciate you watching the live stream. Really appreciate it. For the guys hanging out still here, that's here. Again, I really do appreciate you guys hanging out. I know it's such a busy time of year, and especially a very busy weekend for everybody. So I greatly appreciate whoever's here hanging out with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you for hanging out. So we're gonna continue on this side now. Here, let's see, and we'll. Just a little bit of that. I'm not going crazy. Here, just enough. A little bit of that on there too. A little bit on here. That's all. Just to give it some texture is what we're doing. Nothing really too crazy on the fuel tank. I'm going to look like a little bit of an oil spill, an Earl spill. Earl spill, as my grandfather calls it. Okay, we just add a little bit of this black on there, like that. And on here too, I want a little bit on. I want a little bit on. There's something down here. Okay, that's it. All right, let's take this to the spray booth and seal it all up, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay. We'll get the blow dryer, and then I think we're going to do the front pilot next, the front and back pilot, and the couplers. And I think after that, we're going to start the rust work. So that way all the other parts are done, and the last step is the rust work. And we'll fit it all in. I'm going to use this blow dryer so we don't sit here for an hour and wait for stuff to dry. Okay, dokie. Now I figure out which ones go where. I think this goes like this. Yeah. Put this back on. Ooh. Not too bad. Not too bad. Like that. Okay. All right. So there we go. It's coming along really, really nicely. As you can see here, compared to what it looked like earlier. It looked ugly earlier. Now it looks pretty. So we are going to do the front pilots. And this is always fun because I can never ever place this properly. So you guys can see it or work on it properly. See if I can try to do this thing. Ah, that's that little brush I was looking for. Maybe. Let's try this. Aha. I hope that works for you guys. Look at that. Too darn clean. Can't have that. It looks ugly. I got stuff falling everywhere here. Okay. So, what I like to do is the same way as earlier. You take a little bit of the brown and black paint, the same paint that you've been using. Okay, I'm going to actually throw this out. Start fresh on a new piece of paper, and we dry brush the same thing. Okay. I like to paint the whole thing. Get the plastic look off. And I'll tell you one thing. These are black. They're dirty. They're gross looking. There we go. is always fun because I'm right in front of the darn thing. Hey, Sparky, man, it's good to see you. Merry Christmas to you, sir. Thank you for the awesome comments on the mail call video. I had a mail call video that came out yesterday showing a lot of stuff that I purchased and received a bunch of gifts from folks for the past almost 2 years. Um, and usually I do one every couple of months, but man, I figured I should do one big one. Okay. Oh. Okay. Ooh, see, I can't see. I gotta go in here, guys. Give me a second. I can't see the little details. You hear the horn. The Arkansas Missouri Railroad running the Santa train tonight. So give me a second, guys. Let me just paint this. Try to make this worth it, darn. It's hard to see these little parts here without see what I'm doing. Being so. I know many folks here probably are subscribers to Sparky 107, but if you haven't subscribed to his channel, he's a good guy. Very supportive of the whole hobby and all of us here. He does a huge thing each year where he gets a big gathering, a bunch of YouTubers that go hang out, do a rail fan, and a bunch of choo-choo related stuff. So contact him if you're interested to go to something like that. I forgot. I think they're doing it in Pennsylvania this year. Sparky, if you want to put a little plug in for your your YouTube get together, you do it, man. You know. Because it's a really cool event. I wish I could make them. It's so hard to make any of them just from my schedule. But eventually, one of these days, I'll like to come. Hey, try to come out to my neck of the woods. You guys could ride the passenger train. I'll try to hook something up for you guys. That way, you guys could get a nice trip on Arkansas, Missouri. Okay, so that's all right. So pretty much what I'm seeing here. That's all I'm really doing. And we're gonna, as far as the paint work is concerned, let me get in here. Holy smokes, the guy did some nice work on the detail in here for sure. But it's hard to get into all these little. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Come on. Try not to break these detail parts as I'm working on this thing at the same time. Okay. There we go. Okay. This cup was kind of weathered already, so it made my job a little easier. So all I'll do is a little touch up on it, and I was done. Okay. Okay. There's that. All right. So now that's all dry. I'm just gonna go really quickly with this medium earth tone. There's a really nice tone that's right here, and it's good for the plow work. Let me open this up. There we go. Okay. it works really well. Let me get in here and finish this off, and that way this part's completed. Take a little bit of that black too while I'm at it. Okay. Couple of years, Sparky, the NMRA is going to be in Detroit, so that may be closer to your neck of the woods since you're in Canada. If you try to come out to that one, I'm going to try to come out to that one because I just always wanted to go to Detroit. Okay, there we go. So pretty much just a little bit of paint and a little bit of weathering. You pretty much have your fronts done on here in each end like that. So there you go. That's all we're gonna do. We're gonna seal this, and then we're going to continue with the rust work. It's a little damp. Okay. Now, so the rust, he wants the we're gonna do the top above the windows. We're gonna rust those out. Probably a little bit of dabs of rust on top of the nose of the locomotive. We're gonna try to get some of the rust, maybe possibly on the plowed area. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use let me see, this is clean. That's dry. Okay. Use that. We're going to use Q-tips, and we're going to start with some burnt sienna gouache first. That'll be the first thing we're going to do. Take a little bit of dab of that. It only needs a little bit. Okay, I'm going to talk about a dab. That's it. Okay, and you just want to, a little oily for some gouache. I know it's gouache, so just dab just a little bit on there, just enough. Okay. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take a little spot here. Take a little bit there. We're going to take a little bit over here. A little bit over there. Take a little bit over here. Maybe a little bit over there. Some back here. Pat it till it's dry. You want to pat it, and the reason is because it gives a nice texture and dries like a texture too. Okay, so that's the first step, guys. Look, see, that's all I'm doing. You can see the rest, right? That's, and you just want to have to just constantly layer it over and over again. Because so now, actually, I'm gonna take a little bit of. Now I'm gonna do a dark rust on the other spots. Okay, and it's not done there, obviously. So we're gonna take. Oh, where is it? We're gonna take the raw umber. And I mean, just that much, right? Just a little bit, okay? On there. We're gonna do the same thing. Pat a little bit down on there. And then just go over it a little bit. And you layer over the new rust. A little more in there. Okay, take a dry brush to blend it all in. Okay, a little bit there too. Okay. Then where's the yellow spot here? I want it a little bit on the nose, just a little bit. May have to mix it a little bit together. There we go. Okay. A little bit on the top right there. And so we're going to come back now. So you see that, right? You got all these spots. I know it's hard to see on this camera. Just a little bit dabs here and there. That's all I'm doing, guys. Is layering it and layering it and layering it over and over. And actually, I do want some down here. That's what I said, right? We're going to take... I'm going to mix some of that old and new together here just to give that color. Just a little bit here and there. Very, very subliminal, blah, 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 blah. It's very light, so it's showing that there's some there, but okay. There. You could go crazy with this stuff, guys. It gets fun. Okay. You just want a little bit dabs here and there. Nothing too crazy. And then what I do, after that's done, we take a little bit of, where is it? A little bit of this flat gray paint. Take a little bit of it there. Okay. Take a fresh Q-tip, and you want to dab, probably like as dry as possible. That's why it smooths out a little bit in certain areas. Okay, so it fades in and it blends the this together. And what you want to do is there we go. So because the roof is gray, you're taking this gray paint and you're fading it within the rust. And so looking like the whole thing is now rust on the bottom here. I know it's really hard to see. I apologize for that. I wish I had a better... what I'm going to do is I'm going to post photos on my Instagram, video on part of TikTok, obviously the Facebook page, so you get to see some of the detail work what goes into this, and then you could come back to this live video on YouTube and see how it's done, and see, work on your effect as well. And so we're gonna do here. We're gonna take a little bit of that gray, more gray. I need more gray. There we go. Ooh, yeah, like that. Johnny, I have smooth operator stuck in my head. I know he's watching. Okay. You just want to spread it. But the beauty of this stuff is because you can spread it around. Ooh, a little too much there. So see what I'm doing is I'm fading all this in. Okay, just like that. It's hard to really explain it when you actually see it. I'm dabbing this gray paint over it, and then I'm blending it in. See them down here. Where is that spot? Here it is. Okay. And it looks like there's some burnt spots and some paint chipping. Boom. And it softens a little bit of that that rust. A little bit of the rust. The rust. Okay. Do the same thing on the nose here. I put a little too much that I wanted. There we go. So get the effect. You got some rust. It's faded. I mean, it's dull. It's like it's blended really well. It's really hard to see it. There's so many ways you can do rust. I like to do one that's really rusted out. And I'm probably going to add a little more here. Let me add some more of that raw umber. Okay. I'm trying to get a little bit of there we go. How about a little bit of a burn, like it's toasted? Let's do that. Just a little bit. You don't have to go crazy. We're not going to go crazy on the toasted portion of it. And all I'm doing is, guys, using this burnt sienna raw, blah, 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 blah. Burnt sienna and raw umber, mixing it and layering it together. And we're going to do something like that. See how you mix it together, get that nice effect here. And it blacks out with the light, right? And you can't see it. But that's what we're going for. And then we're going to go back with that gray. Looks like some burn marks on it. Now, I did have a rust clinic on NMRA X back in 2020. So you can check that. I do have a playlist on my YouTube channel for like a rust, showing some rust techniques. So if you want to go to that video, you can see more of a detailed, detailed look at using or how to create some easy weathering effects using rust. Okay, but I don't want to go too crazy. But trust me, you can go crazy on this stuff. It's fun. If you see that NS engine I've done, that was a fun project. So now we're going to come back a little bit of that powder, black powder. Okay, so that's what we're going for. Okay, so now I'm trying to think of anything else on here that I think I can do. Oh yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of. Well, actually, gotta fix that. That's gonna be fixed. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of some. What do you call that stuff? Gloss black paint. And I wish I knew where it was. It's somewhere over here. Somewhere in my arsenal of paints. And guys, like $1.50, $2 for the paint, right? Take a little bit of that. Oh, opening it up. There we go. Take a little bit on the. Come on. Don't be difficult. There we go. And I'll have a link with the picture of this locomotive on how we did this on all the social media platforms. So if you missed it, I'll have a link up and show you what the finished product looks like. So we're going to take a very thin brush here. I'm going to work my way to a little bit of oil spots. Okay, just a little bit dabs here and there, nothing crazy. Okay, I think this engine's done. I could go crazy on this, but I don't want to go too crazy on it. Trying to think of what else I can do here. I don't know. Trying to think of what else I could do. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah. Join Sparky's. If you guys have time on Christmas, join his live stream. He has a nice live stream channel. He does some cool stuff, gives away stuff here and there, and he just enjoys the hobby. That's what we're here for. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh yeah, I want to do a little. I'm gonna attempt to do a little bit of rust work in the front of the plow here without breaking all these details. You know, the gentleman who owned this previously, that he there we go. That's all I'm gonna do there. Just dark rust. And man, we're done. Seal this up. We're done. Oh my gosh, it's an hour 29 minutes, and I said an hour 30. Right? It will take to do this. And look how much progress we've done. It took about 2 hours, 2.5, to about 2.5 hours with the whole locomotive, all the fading and stuff. But there it is. There's Johnny. I hope you're pleased with it. Again, guys, I appreciate all the support this whole year. It's been a blast for the amount of support and love I received from everybody. It's unbelievable, and I hope to keep growing next year with it, really. I won't be doing the NMRA show next year, but I'll be doing NMRA-X. I plan on doing a NMRA-X clinic on the layout, showing how you can model one town and showing how you can operate just on the one town, or at least show you in the small amount of space how you can do a nice operating session on a loop-based layout. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. guys, I appreciate all the support and love. Like I said, have a. I know it's Hanukkah now too, so happy Hanukkah for all my Jewish friends and family out there. Um, and shalom, shalom, and Merry Christmas to everybody. Who and God bless you all. Seriously, I really appreciate the again love and support. And what we're gonna do is there we go. We're gonna start taking all the tape off, and I'll have photos up later showing this beautiful locomotive. All right, love you all. Take care. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm really happy the way this came out too. This came out great. So compared to what it looked like. um, yeah, that's it. All right, time to come off here and probably grab another cup of coffee, even though it probably has a bunch of chemical in it, and hand this gift to Johnny. That way he has this to run on his layout. Take care. Mm-hmm.